Alright, here we are. Hopefully we'll have a better stream than what we had earlier. Made a few changes. Hopefully it won't cut out like it was cutting out for me. So we'll see what happens. We're back here on Farming Simulator. In our last episode I showed you guys to sell off your buildings, turn your farm into like one large field, the 2 starter fields you get. Today I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you what kind of progress we made, but the first thing I want to do is I didn't want to use many mods, but the mod I will use, any mods I do use are like a requirement. I mean, they have, well, not a requirement, but extremely useful. They have tons and tons of mods, but we're going to search for one, and I recommend anyone that plays this game to not buy, but download this mod. We're going to search station. And then what's going to come up is going to come up with all these different stations you can download. And the only thing we're looking for is the placeable filling. So we're going to install this mod by clicking install. And then we can go over here to where it's downloading and it's pending. It should download pretty quick. Alright, so that one's done. So we're going to go back and restart the game. So we're going to hit yes. It's going to restart real quick and it'll come back up. And when it comes back up, you're going to go back into your normal game that you were playing on, the one we had started before, and we got to make sure that our new mod is checked. We're going to check that. We're going to hit start. So what this will do is this is going to give us the ability to place a station that we can purchase seed, stuff like that from, instead of buying it from the shop, having to drive to the shop with either our seeder to fill it or something to carry the seed back. So we're gonna go in. I'm pretty sure it's nighttime because it was nighttime last time I played. So what I'm gonna do is I already have the time fast forward. So before it gets daylight, I want to go ahead and place my seed station that I just downloaded. So we're gonna open up the store. We're gonna go to our miscellaneous. I think it is, yep, and there's our seed, our herbicide, our liquid, and our regular fertilizer. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a seed. It's going to ask you where you want to put it. You can rotate the item. I'm trying to figure out how to zoom in the camera, like so. I want to put it kind of here in this grass, but I don't think it's going to let me because of the terrain. I don't want to put it in anywhere we pop. Maybe we can put it over here. Let's put it right here. This is going to be our seed. So we're going to place it right there. We're going to exit out of that. We're going to get our fertilizer as well. We're going to turn it and match it up to be beside our seed. So they're kind of close to each other and you can fill everything up on one go. We're going to place that like so. Now we're going to go back out, and then what we're also going to purchase today is we're going to go ahead and purchase a fertilizer. You can get the sprayers. I don't really like the sprayers too much because they have the arms that fold out and they get tangled up in like everything. So we're not going to deal with those, but we will get one of these smaller ones, these pull behinds that kind of just spray. We have 3 options. We have 70 or 67,000, and what you're looking at when you go to purchase any of these items is the distance that it can fertilize. So let's go back and look at the sprayer. We have one that has a liquid fertilizer, and I believe that's herbicide. And it has a spray range of 21 meters, which is massive, and then it goes up to 36 meters, and that's large. That's a big area, and we don't need anything like that in the beginning. So we're not going to worry about those, and they're really kind of expensive. I mean, that's 115,000. It's 36 meters. Yeah, we could get our field done in like no time, but we don't really need to worry about that. So we're going to go in here into, let me make sure there's no other ones. Yeah. So we're going to go right here. Now, also, you can buy a seeder that has, like, see, this one has fertilizer built in. And it's the one we own. So it'll fertilize and seed as it goes. But your fields, they, wait, I think the sun is coming up, so it is. So I'm going to pause it and stop the time so we can have a good daylight episode. You can purchase the seeder that has the automatic fertilizer built in, and it fertilizes your field as you seed. But the fertilizer in the game has 3 states. And each state increases your field output by 30%. So if you fertilize all 3 states, that's a 90% yield increase off your field. So I mean, that's a 90% more money. Why you wouldn't do it, I don't really know. And the one we have has the first fertilizer, so we'll be able to use that when we seed, but we can't use it again. So we're gonna have to have something to fertilize after that. So I'm pretty sure we're just going to go ahead and settle on this really cheap one right here. It has a distance of 24 meters, which is still pretty good. It's 20,000. It doesn't require really much of a horsepower amount, so that's even better. See, like this one, I think it doesn't either. Yeah, none of these really do. And this one has lime as well, but we're not really worried about lime right now. So we're going to buy this one. You can't change any of the options on it, but we're just going to go ahead and purchase that for 20 grand. It's a lot. You know, we have 363,000, but you don't want to spend anything unless you absolutely have to, especially in the beginning. So now we're going to go back and we're going to pick that up, and then I'll show you what progress I made on the farm. And I had a montage I was going to put together of all the plowing I did. But once I edited the video and everything and started to render it, it was going to take up to 3 hours to render. And maybe I'll render it tonight when I go to bed. And then I'll upload it tomorrow. So we'll see. So now we're going to drive over here, and there it is. Drive over here and we're going to pick it up. And you need to check your tractor. Any tractor you bring, it can connect to the front of your tractor, but the front of your tractor has to have the 3-point hitch and the PTO to connect to the front, or you can connect it to the back. But I like to connect it to the front. Reason being, I can connect it to the front, and then I can add an attachment to the back of my tractor and do 2 things at one time. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pick it up. Hopefully it won't tip the tractor over, but we're gonna give it a shot. Pick it up. My tractor isn't leaning at all, I don't think. It is a little bit, but we'll see when we drop as well how the handling goes. Let's go ahead and turn around, head back, make sure our tractor doesn't flip over. And remember, we bought the placeable seed. So, and I want to get into maybe greenhouses or chickens today as well. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm pretty sure my crops are ready to harvest, but it's raining. And you can't harvest crops in the rain. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fill up this seeder. And we're going to talk about like greenhouses and stuff like that. And I'm going to show you guys the progress I made on the field. Let's see, how can I fill this up? Let's open the cover. Alright, so when your cover is closed, it doesn't give you the option. Up in the top left, open your cover. You have the option now to start filling. And then it has the option of just fertilizer. So we're going to fill. Oh, I dropped it for some reason. But it's filling up still, so that's good. And what we might have to do is we might have to put a weight on the back of this tractor. Which it looks like we probably will. So I have some extra weights laying around that the game gave you when you first started. And I also might just put it on the back and put the weight on the front, which is probably what I'm going to do. This tractor is a little weak. And that's going to be our next upgrade, is going to be a tractor. That's what we're focusing on. We're going to buy some land. And we're going to buy us a new tractor. So let's put this on the back. This tractor here. And we're going to put a weight on the front. That'll help the balance of the tractor for when a worker's in it. It won't, you know, sometimes they geek out if the weight is all weird. So, but my weight is on the back of that old tractor right there. So I'm going to jump out, jump in this one, pull over there, like so. Just kind of get it close, you know, like that. And then I'm just going to drop it, pull this tractor around, and jump out. Now we're going to jump back in this one and pick up our weight, hopefully. There we go. Alright, so this is ready. I can go ahead and fertilize everything I've plowed, but I'm not going to right now. But what I am going to do is I am going to show you guys the progress that I did make. So let's jump in here. Let's drop our... also, a little trick for everyone. It doesn't really tell you this in the game often, but if you look on the top left, it says select camera, detach, and select tool. If you press triangle or whatever your control is that you're playing on, it'll highlight the tool between the front and the back. You see it's going back and forth right now. So the back is obviously whatever's on the back, like that, and then the front is whatever's on the front. So we're going to drop these two items right here, back up, and we're going to drive around. I'm going to show you guys the progress I made on the plowing and what I was talking about plowing the field. And I need to check the weather. I might fast forward the time, see what's going to happen with the weather. There used to be a way to check the weather. I don't know if you can still check the weather. Let's see. Let me look at the let me look at the buttons here to see if maybe it'll tell me where I can look at, like the forecast or something like that. Scrolling, there's a lot of buttons in this game. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of things you can do. But I don't see a forecast. Let's see. Wow, it just keeps going, huh? Yeah, I don't see a forecast anywhere. Let me check on the main screen. Nothing here. Nothing there. There, nothing there. No, nothing there. Oh, and I want to show you guys this since we're already a couple days in. This was our first day where we sold all the items. Any money in the negative is the property maintenance. But since I sold the house and the other items, our property maintenance went pretty much down to 60 instead of 260. So that's every day that's ticking, and the more buildings you own, the higher that's going to be. This is where we sold our buildings right here, and I believe our crop sale should be on here as well. Right here, yeah, our harvest income. This was the first day where I drove around and sold everything off. I did the same thing the next day with whatever was left. I haven't sold anything the past couple days, and then today we purchased those two items, and we purchased our fertilizer, and then Wednesday we purchased our plow. So this way you can keep up with where all your money is going if you find yourself broke. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Anyway, let's exit out of this. I'm not seeing a forecast anywhere. So anyway, this is what I did. I went ahead and went around and plowed all these edges. This is the old field right here that's ready to harvest. I plowed up to this corner. I plowed around this edge as well. Right here, a worker thought he was going to plant some wheat right there, or soybean, and you know, whatever, they do that sometimes. Went ahead and plowed all this and all this section to increase our field size. I made this little corner right here. And plowed it. The edges aren't very clean, but I don't really, it doesn't bother me. We came up through here. We increased the width of this field by a pretty good margin. I don't really know how much we increased it by. It doesn't really tell you the size of your field. There's no option for that, which I think that should be something they should implement in 21. Is you can look at how much acreage you actually, or hectare you actually own. And then we plowed all this as well. Now over here where this concrete is, I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't know if this will be seeded. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna go in there. If this doesn't get seeded, these little lines, I might put a building in here. Maybe this is where we can put our greenhouses. This would be a good place for a greenhouse and chickens. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when we go to plant. We're gonna increase time to see if we can get the rain to stop. I'm gonna go up to like 60 times. It should stop around noon, I want to say. We'll probably go up a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, let's just crank this time by, because that's all we're waiting on. So we can go ahead and harvest these fields. I also plowed all this section. This was all grass. So now we have one large field. I mean, this is a big field. So we have two options we can do right now. We can go ahead and cultivate it. I don't need to cultivate it because it's been plowed. It's not necessary. It's going to take our worker an extremely long time to seed all this with this little tiny seeder. I don't know if we should purchase a new seeder. So what's the size of this one? This one is 3 meters. Yeah, 3 meters. The seeders we can purchase have 115 horsepower. It's 110. It's 3 meters. 3 meters. 3.6. It's 108. That's only a 0.6 increase. And then we jump up to like big stuff. That's 180 horsepower. We don't own a tractor for that. It's 270 horsepower. That's 150. And it's only 12 meters. Or it's 12 meters. Maybe that'll be a purchase we could do as well. Maybe a new tractor at like, let's say 190 horsepower. And this seeder right here. So we're looking at 107 there. Let's go with 190 horsepower. We don't have them in those. Right. That's a nice John Deere. It's 210. That's 180. That Valtra is pretty good. It's 210. It's 175. That's a pretty good deal. So maybe we can purchase a tractor and a new seeder. Or we can purchase land, which... Okay, cool, the rain stopped, so we're going to stop the time. We're going to start a harvest real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to my harvester, like this so. It's going to take him a while to harvest all this, and that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start over here in this corner. Right here, we're going to get him going, and then we're going to come behind him with the cultivator. So that way we are cultivating. So his speed right now is 6 miles per hour. Yeah, that's good. Let's drop our seeder. Oops. And we're back into it. It's kind of in a weird place. I might actually have to push it. Let me push it out of the way. There. Alright. Let's grab our cultivator. Like so. You can hold your on a controller, it's L and R. and you can toggle the cruise control. So we're going to turn it way down. We're going to turn it down to like 5. We don't want it to catch up to the harvester, and I don't know if the worker is going to change it. So what we might have to do is I might just start right in that corner, that way that he has a little bit of a head start. I think that's what we'll do. Let's turn this back around. Let's go down to this very end corner right here. And we'll start a worker here. That way he has a little bit of a head start, the harvester. Now you can sell off your, it looks like he's only going to go 5. So that's perfect. What we might do is we might actually cancel him starting way back here, and we might just go ahead and bring him up ahead. That was more of a test to see if he was going to catch up to the harvester, and he was not. I don't know where the edge of the field is. So let's go like so. So now we got one worker harvesting, one worker cultivating. I can't tell if he's hitting the edge of the field or not. I think he might be hitting the edge of the field, but I'm not sure. I can't tell. Does not look like it. It's really hard to tell with the spray, but I guess he is. So we'll see. We'll grab another tractor that has our seeder. We're gonna do triple task right here. There's nothing wrong with doing this, especially if you have a little bit of extra money in the bank. So we have a blocker that is blocked by an object. So this is another thing you have to be, I mean, look at them. This is another thing you have to be careful for. They will crash into each other. So you just kind of have to be mindful of that. So we're gonna let that guy turn around and let him get back in there, and we'll see what happens. Then we'll pull this one forward, let him get a head start, and then we'll start this one back. Alright, cool. Perfect. We're going to take our seeder that we had. We're going to bring it over here. And we're going to fill it up with our seed. Like so. Open our cover. Try to back it in pretty good. Seed, yes. Oh, see, I keep dropping it for some reason. Alright. So we're going to let that fill up. We have soybean. And what we're going to do with our seeder now is we're not going to go where they are. We're going to go down here. And we're going to start in this corner and we're going to go that direction right there. And hopefully the worker will figure it out. Sometimes the workers get a little stupid when you have a farm that you kind of modified. But we'll see. We'll see. We just kind of got to test it and see what happens. Go ahead and hire a worker. We're going to do only soybean. Actually, before we do any soybean, let's double check our prices to make sure we are getting a good price. So it looks like soybean is still the highest at grain mill, which is really close. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and just get it all seeded. I don't know how far he's going to go down before he turns around. So we're going to keep an eye on him for just a second. Because sometimes they won't go very far. Okay, he did alright. He's going to go down here. I'm going to see what he's going to do. Might ride along with him. Actually. Let's see what he does. Looks like he's backing up really far. So we're going to stop him for a second. We're gonna bring it down back where we started, and we're gonna start right beside the line we just made. We're gonna do the same thing. So let's go ahead and restart him. Right beside the same place. Perfect. Now I don't see this fertilizing, honestly. It says it can hold fertilizer. Maybe that's a connector that we can add to it. We'll have to check. So we have, it says it fits the MKE 300. Let's see what we have. Fertilizer. Not that. Crop protection. Not any of these as well. So I guess he really has no. What is he doing? I think he's stuck. Oh no! I must have hit the B button. So we're gonna turn him around. We're gonna get him restarted, and then we can go back pretty far. Actually, let's go back all the way to this pole. Yeah. And we're just gonna let him seed, you know. This is gonna turn out really, really well. I won't have the entire episode of us seeding all of this because, that would be a very, very long episode. But we will. This is kind of an idea of what we were going for. You know, we have the massive field. We have all this open area we can use. We have, you know, our cultivator, which he is actually coming back all the way instead of just doing the field over there, which that's okay too. I don't mind. I don't think I'll have to do it on my own, so I'm just gonna let him go ahead and work, but I will turn up his cruise control so he can move a little bit quicker. Let's go. I think he can go up to 12. It'll tell you if you open your inventory and you look at your item that we're using, which is this. It can go up to right there, 9 miles per hour. So, you know, I don't know if we'll go that high because I don't want him to catch up to the harvester. And he's at 8, so we'll see how that goes. Because the harvester is only going at 5, so I might turn him down 1 there. Harvester is at 32%, and we have this extra tractor here. So we're gonna take this tractor, we're gonna pull it over here. I'm gonna select the fertilizer, I'm gonna drop it right here. I'm gonna pick up our trailer and we're gonna go empty him out real quick so he doesn't stop. Another thing you can do when you first start the game is you can sell your harvester. That's a big thing people do. It's very common. Sell your harvester, and anytime you need a harvest, just lease one. It's actually you kind of in the short. It's a short-term gain because you know you're out of harvester, and you have to lease one every time you want to harvest. And the game gives you that little cheap one, so I always keep the little cheap one. I mean, why not? Harvesters can get expensive. Let's take a look. I mean, the cheapest, the one we have right now is 100,000, and they go up to almost 500,000, 465. So, you know, I mean, that's just the harvester. That's not counting the header. So let's say we were going to buy that one for, I don't know, 390,000. The John Deere. That's 390,000, and then you got to get the header, which is right here. And you got to get the one that fits. So that's another 50 grand there, or another 90,000. So you're looking at a pretty steep purchase if you're going to do it like that. But this seems to be flowing pretty good. We have our harvester harvesting. We have our guy cultivating. We have a seeder back there. I'm going to go ahead and empty him out so he doesn't stop. And then once everything is seeded, we're going to fertilize the whole field. I will slow down my crop growth, like so. Plant growth, we're gonna put it on normal. Periodic plowing's on. I would like to plow all these fields before we reseed them, but I'm not really worried about it. So let's drive up here real quick. Let's catch up to this guy, and let's empty him out. So that way, you don't stop. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can stay right beside him at his speed, which is 5 miles per hour. Or you can do what I do, which is I go up here and I just block him. Because he'll say blocked by an object. And I leave him blocked. Oh, he's really angry. I leave him blocked until he's empty. And then I just back up. And that's it. That's pretty much what I do. I don't see the point in like following along and all this crazy stuff, because you have to adjust your cruise. So let's set our cruise. Let's try to follow beside him, just for giggles. We're gonna go down to 5 miles per hour on cruise control. We're gonna spin back around. I think his tunnel is on the other side. See, I have crop destruction off, so that makes it a lot easier. If you don't have crop destruction off, you have to come when you can get to him from the left side like this. We're gonna get in a position, we're gonna turn cruise on, which we can turn it on in time. And that's it. Looks like we can go up one notch. And see, now you can cruise with them. I don't advise this. This is taking valuable time from the game, unless you're on a multiplayer server. And you have the option to do this with another player. Or if you're doing chaff. If you're doing chaff, then you have to do that. You have to have a forage harvester. You have to follow beside it with a trailer. But we're not doing chaff. So, we're going to leave this trailer right here. Actually, we probably should move it. The other guy's going to be like, ah, it's in my way. I don't know what our worker is. He's still doing his thing over here. Let's check on him. He's missing a spot there. And I think he missed a couple spots over there. And that's just the terrain. This terrain is really difficult. But the good news is this is being covered. Excuse me. So I'm curious if this. I'm curious if crops are going to grow through these through this concrete. It's going to be an interesting situation. Yeah. Now when he gets to the edge over here, if he gets over to this edge, I'm gonna stop him because I don't want him seeding without this being harvested. So let's go ahead and look at what we need for, I don't know, let's check on some stuff we can buy. See if we can go ahead and buy a greenhouse or some chickens. That'll be fun. Let's see, farmhouse miscellaneous. Is the greenhouse miscellaneous? No. Silos? No. Farmhouses? No. Definitely not a shed. I guess it would be under animals. Or replaceables, maybe? Let's see. Let's scroll over here. Let's see what there is. Miscellaneous? Nope. Where are the greenhouses? Definitely not here. Definitely not there. It would have to be in one of these. But we're gonna do chickens. We'll do I think we're gonna do this chicken coop. I don't know yet. I want to do the greenhouses, but I can't find them for some reason. Definitely none of these. No. Bales. For some reason you can buy bales now. That's kind of cool. Big bags. Nope. Not seeing. Like, it's where you'll find, like. Huh, miscellaneous. Well, I'm completely confused on this one. Let's try again. Maybe not looking in the right area. Maybe. Nope. We definitely don't need a car. I could have swore it was in the miscellaneous tab. Oh, but obviously it's not. Decoration? No. This is all just decorative items. Farmhouse, shed, silos. Nope. Okay. Oh, we'll have to figure that out in our next episode. Where they keep the greenhouses. If not, we'll just download one, possibly. Because I know they're in here. We used to put them in FS17 a lot. Huh. Brand? I don't guess they really have a brand of a greenhouse. So, anyway, we're gonna take a look at everyone, see how everybody's doing. This guy's going pretty good. This guy's doing really good. He's still got that field over there to do. But yeah, this is honestly, this is pretty much the episode, really. I wanted to show you guys where we were at on the size of our field. We did make a few purchases. We bought the excuse me. We bought the fertilizer. So we'll be able to fertilize everything once we get it seeded. We'll do the 3-phase fertilizer. We'll we'll do the first phase as soon as we get done seeding it with this guy here. We'll follow behind him and we'll fertilize all this, and then we'll wait for the first. Now the best thing to do with the fertilizer to figure out if you need to fertilize it again or not is right now it looks kind of like brown. When you fertilize it, it's gonna look wet like this looks, but not lined like that. It'll have these lines, but it'll look darker. And then when the first part of the crop grows, it'll turn this like light brown again. That's when you want to fertilize it again. And then it'll go through another growth state, and it also tells you now at the bottom right, it'll say its fertilizer percentage. Once it gets to a certain percent, you have to plow it. So really, that looks pretty cool. Oh, dirty. But that's pretty much the episode, really. Other than harvesting all this, which I'm not gonna sit anybody and make them watch, all the harvesting. So I think what we'll do, I don't know how long we're into this stream. I hate to have a short stream, but it is what it is. We'll go ahead and let him finish this field. Our seeder is almost caught up to where I want him to be. Go ahead and empty him out again. But our seeder's almost caught up to where I want him to be caught up to. Our cultivator's doing really nice. He hasn't really missed much. He's definitely given it 100%. So we're gonna let him do his thing. We're gonna drive over here, empty this out again. And then I guess our next episode we should have all this. I'll have all this seeded and the first stage of fertilizer on. We empty already? I guess so. We'll have all this seeded. We'll have the first part of the fertilizer, and we will have probably our greenhouses by then. If not, we will do. I don't know if I want to do the chickens. They only produce eggs, and you know what I mean. They require things, and I don't know if I want to do that. But we are also going to fix up this field What I mean by that is where it's kind of weird, like right there, get out and I'll show you. Like right here, where it gets a little weird. There's a tool you can use to make this disappear, and we'll make it a straight turn right here. And there's a couple other places over there we'll have to do, so maybe that's something we can do as well. I might just have a video in my next one instead of a stream. I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. So yeah, my next farming simulator will just be a video. That way it can be 1080p, you know, 60 FPS. It'll be nice looking. Because this game is kind of difficult to stream now that I think about it. You can only do so much, and our farm's kind of small. So anyway, I think that's gonna be all. I think he's done. He looks done. Looks like he's trying to be done. I'm not gonna worry about that little bit right there he missed. I'm gonna drive over here to this corner, and we're gonna continue him going, and then what I'll do is I'll cut the stream there, and our next episode will be a video. It'll be like episode 4. I think that'll be a lot easier to do. It'll look a lot better as well, because the stream might not look very well. I've been having problems all day today out of it, so hopefully we can get it fixed too. Our seeder looks like he's in a really good position. He's gonna be just about caught up to that field, and then we can start him over there. So I'm gonna let him get done. We'll go ahead and end the stream too. Thank you guys for watching. If you happen to find this video on YouTube and you're interested in this kind of content, leave a message or a comment, and I'll go over anything that I do different, or give you any tips and things that I do in the beginning to help me out. This game is difficult to some people because it's a treadmill. Money goes fast. You spend a lot of your money really quick, and you don't know where it goes. So really all you can do is just work with what you have. Don't worry so much of what is she doing. She better not be doing what I think she's doing. Hey, you better stop, lady. See, you gotta keep an eye on these workers, man. They got brainworms. She was about to go plow or cultivate all that. So we might have a problem with her. I might have to finish this myself. So yeah, go ahead and park this here. Looks like I'm gonna have to do this with myself. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hit the sub button if you're new, and check out our playlist. We have a lot of different videos, various content. We have, you know, retro games. We have this game. We have World of Warcraft. We have fishing simulator. We have Battlefield that is no commentary. It's just gameplay. Diablo. A lot of different retro titles, and those are being added to every day. Well, almost every day we're adding something new. And if you ever want to see anything different, just leave it in the comments section, and I'll see what I can do. But thank you guys, and